Good morning, y'all. It's 6 in the morning, Monday morning. Colin just got here. It's been a pretty long weekend. We went to Blue Springs yesterday, but we got the boat ready. We're about to get out of here and go see if we can't get some fish. So, catch you guys out there. Just got out to the first spot, 77-foot ledge. We're gonna see if we can't get some fish. It's the first time diving this spot. We got Ben and Colin. It said 1 foot seas, it is, but it's kind of chop-ish, but it's not bad. We're gonna see how it goes. Catch you guys in the water.
What's up, guys? This is Ben here. This is actually my first dive of the day. We were doing a deep day. This happened to be in about 72, 74 foot of water. On my way to the bottom, I saw a big, nice school snapper, and I was trying to pick out a little bit of a bigger one because there happened to be about 40 of them, 30, 40 of them, I felt like. So I was just kind of checking out the surroundings a little bit, trying to see if there was a bigger one. I happened to get my eyes on one right here. Took a nice shot when he kind of cleared himself from that school. If you notice, there's a big gag sitting in the background. I would have probably plucked him if it was in opening day of gag season or anything like that, but unfortunately on this trip it wasn't. I managed to get the snapper free, and he didn't get wrapped up on me, so I was able to bring it up with me. And you'll see him here in a second. A nice little snapper. Got a good shot on him right behind the gill plate, but there you go. My first dive of the day.
What's going on, y'all? This is my first dive of the day. Ben just took his first dive, got a nice snapper, so I'm going down, making sure I'm taking my time, and as you'll see right there, there's a big school mangrove snapper, so I'm kind of just going to wait there and grunt and wait for a good one to give me a shot. And as you'll see right there, I pick out the biggest one I saw, get a good shot on him. Sorry about the camera angles, but I did get a good shot, holding shot, so I decided I could just pull up on him, and overall, good dive. So we just got out of the water, did a couple dives. We got 2 decent mangs. Mine's probably like 16, Ben's probably like 18. Ben got his on the first dive, I got mine on my first dive. Not too terrible, both like face shots. What do you got?
Ooh, how is he 20?
I don't know. Well, that one's 20 inches.
Check
him for me.
He's probably 18.
Oh, wow, I didn't think
Almost like 18 and a half.
18 and a half. Okay, so we got 2 pretty decent mangroves.
Right off the bat.
Alright, we're gonna get those under the ice real quick, but we'll catch you at the next spot. Alright, we're in 79-ish feet again. And got Ben, he's about to hop in, and Colin. I'm getting suited up. Got a jug on it. It's a ledge and about almost 80. See if we can't get some grouper or snapper. See you in the water.
Alrighty, Ben here. So we had just left our first spot. We went to our second spot. We never been here either. There wasn't much relief on this ledge, and it ended up being a really dry ledge. There weren't really any fish down the whole stretch. We also found a little bit of cover on the other side, and there was nothing over there too. I got lucky and had one nice snapper and a really small school come right up to me. I was able to make a really nice shot on him. And since there was no relief or really no ledge for him to get wrapped up in, I was able to bring him up with me too, which is always nice. You know, if you don't have something wrapped up down on the bottom. So I brought him right up with me, and you'll see him here in a sec. Another really nice snapper. This one actually happened to be a little bigger than the other one. I think it was 21 inches. And another shot kind of right behind the gill plate there. Yeah, nice fish.
Alrighty, we're now in 84 feet on top of the ledge. You can see the ledge over there. It's a 6-foot drop, so we'll see how it goes. The buoy's right over there. Ben shot a nice snapper on the last spot.
21-inch snapper.
Yeah. First dive, we didn't see much else on that ledge, but we're gonna see how this pans out. We're getting pretty close to the ledge. I want to see if we can show it. But it drops down to 90 feet at the bottom of it, so yeah. Catch you guys in the water.
This is our third spot of the day. It's another ledge line. It's a little deeper than the first 2 spots. The second spot was in about 80 feet, and this is about 90 off the drop. I hadn't been diving too much this year yet, so I couldn't get all the way to the bottom. And I happened to get lucky and have a nice little mutton come up off of the 90-foot part and give me a shot right here in a sec. I was able to get a kind of a gill plate shot on him. A little far for a fish that size. He managed to stay out of the the ledge there, and then on the way up I had a shark get on me. You'll see that in a second here.
Alrighty, as you guys just saw, Ben just got a nice shot on that mutton. I'm going down because I saw a couple sharks on the surface, and I know Colin's up there to support him at the top. So I go to poke him. I don't really hit him on that one. As you see, he sticks around. So I decide to stay down there and give him another poke. And as you see right there, get good connection, and he takes off.
So thanks to Josh keeping that shark off my little mutton here, I was able to secure him at the surface. He wasn't very big. He was right on 18 inches, but in the cooler he went. And yeah.
Alrighty, so after Ben got that mutton, we didn't really see anything else on that ledge. So we kind of decided, let's head out. And we're diving pretty deep stuff today, so we just kept going out farther and farther. And this is a wreck that we've never dove before. It's in about 128 feet of water, I want to say, maybe 129. And it's like 40 miles off the coast, so we don't really go there too often. So I'm going down, big school of permit over there, and I spotted a really nice one, probably about 25, 30 pounds. And I was just swimming over to him. As you hear, Colin was grunting, and I turned around. There's another school of permit, but nothing as big, and kind of just wasted the first dive on nothing. But we ended up getting some good ones.
So I just got my gear on and hopped in. The boys had told me there was permit all over the place, and sure enough there was. There was a couple nice schools that we ended up seeing throughout the day. On my way down, I think I kind of capped out at about 80-something feet here. I happened to have permit come right up to me. There was one bigger in the back, but this one gave me a nice shot. I ended up shooting him right behind the gill plate, kind of high, right behind the gill plate. He started doing a little bit of spirals, and then he worked his way down to the bottom, taking a little bit of reel line as I went up to the surface. He never actually got in the wreck, but he got down there, and he ended up pulling kind of a Jewfish out of the wreck to have a quick look at it, as you'll see in Josh's clip. But I made it to the surface, and Josh helped me secure it.
So Ben just secured a really nice permit, probably about, I think it was 22 pounds or so, and it was freaking out, but I could see Ben had a really nice holding shot in it, and I could tell there was a Goliath grouper under it from the surface. So I go down, just make sure there's nothing else going on, and I saw a couple sharks down there too, but they were super far off in the distance. I could tell nothing was really chasing it after that, so I kind of just let him pull it out.
After pulling on that fish for a little bit, he was pretty worn out, and I think the shot also kind of had him a little worn out. He might have lost some blood, but got him up there on the surface, and yeah, he was done, and took him right at the boat. It was pretty easy. Didn't really have to do any fighting on the surface, which is always great.
So I had been diving all day with the boys, and unfortunately just hadn't bumped into anything that really caught my eye. So this is a pretty good, or this is obviously my best fish of the day. I was heading down to this wreck, it sits on bottom in about 130, and I saw all those permit on the deck. I wasn't quite sure what they were at first, and he came right up to me, and I give my fingers a little twitch, and I just got a really good shot on him. He took some line right off the bat, and right here I start grabbing my reel and not letting him take anything because he was about to go inside the wreck there. And I'm swimming up, and like I said, this is pretty deep, and I look up, and I'm still pretty far down there, but I know I got two guys up top, I got my back, and as I'm coming up, Ben goes down to grab my line to help pull it up. I knew the shot was all right. I didn't know it was as good as it was, but I figured it was fine. It was going to hold. Ben grabs the line there, pulls it up. You can see him. He's really horsing it up there. Passes the line off to me. They both have loaded guns, and you'll see here in a sec, Ben and Josh both head down there and put two shots in there. I believe Ben's shot actually spined the fish, which essentially paralyzes him, stops him from swimming. So the fight was over right then and there, and we got him in the boat, and it was a good second permit to boat. Really big fish. I think he ended up being 24 or 25 pounds. So, yeah.
So Colin just got that good shot in a permit. I go down, Ben goes down. I didn't know Ben was there. I take a shot, and so does Ben, and we both put a good shot in it. Ended up landing the fish. Wasn't a big deal. We just put a couple extra shafts in it. Colin's original shot would have held, but you can never be too safe. It was also like a 24, 25 pound permit, so no such thing as going overboard. That's the one right off the deck, right? Shoot him, and then I saw that yellowtail.
tried to stone him right in the head, but
Calls big old
it
perm.
was a little high. Backup shots were probably necessary, because if he'd freaked out, it could have ripped out.
It's through meat. No, it's not meat. It's through bone. I went to pull yours out. It was on you.
I tried to hit him like right there to try and go through his
All
to
I
brain
saw
him,
was
but
this, and it was ripped. I was like, I'm gonna go shoot him. Just because it's a fat perm.
there we go.
I think it's definitely bigger than this one. Yep.
I didn't know that was permit sitting on the deck.
Yeah.
Like actually, I was like, what fish are those? And then then he turned off. I'm like, oh, those are all permit.
As you see, both of them just got a really nice permit, and I was taking pictures of them in the water, and right there, pretty big permit, probably about 20 pounds. He gave me a real easy shot. Obviously, I couldn't take it because we already got our 2 big ones, and that's the legal limit. So, just getting some cool footage of him. Overall, a pretty cool dive. It's not every day that you get to see a ton of permit just swimming around in this crystal clear water.
Pretty cool. We got our limit on big ones, so we can't really shoot them. That's crazy.
Alrighty, so we finished up taking pictures. I got the GoPro back on my head. I'm going down, and I was just scouting the area out. I didn't really know what else was in the water column. I saw a couple AJs. I didn't really feel like shooting any of them during season, but I just didn't feel like dealing with that, bending the shaft or any of that, so as I see, there's a real nice African pompano out in the distance, about 20, I think it was 27 pounds. It's pretty big, and he doesn't want to give me a shot, but I take a Hail Mary. I wouldn't recommend taking a shot like that unless you got a roller gun. And it wasn't the greatest shot. It ended up opening in his gut cavity. It didn't even go all the way through it. It was just the flopper opened halfway inside of the fish, and it's kind of a miracle that I even landed that fish. But we ended up getting another shot in it, as you see. Great fish, great teamwork, can't complain about it.
We heard Josh take a shot. I was up on the surface, and we watched his line race off on the way up. So once we kind of figured out what he shot and Josh worked it towards the surface, we realized it was a nice size AP, and I went down for a quick little backup shot here just to secure him, make it a little easier fighting this thing when it got up to the surface, and just make sure it didn't come off altogether. So there he is.
So after I got that African pompano, I didn't really see anything else there. We kind of decided to pack it up and go to another spot. And as we were running to the next spot, we spotted the tails of all these whale sharks just sitting up out of the water, just slowly feeding on the surface. And I'd already dropped Ben and calling on another, I think 2 of them. So there was a total of like 5 of them in the area. Craziest thing I've ever seen offshore.
Nah. Come pick me up.
Look at him. Oh, we got Ben on top. Just checking him out. Josh is back there. Longer than the boat. His tail's way back there. So beautiful.
So this is the other one that just picked me up and dropped me off on it, and this is absolutely insane. It's like, I've never even heard of people seeing whale sharks off the Gulf Coast, and I'm just swimming. There's a school of 5 of them. I've never seen anything like it, so it was absolutely mind-boggling that we even got to have this opportunity to see these fish. And we didn't want to disturb them. We were kind of just swimming next to them, and this is my last dive. I'm kind of just leaving the area, and it was just crazy how big those fish were. The craziest thing I've ever seen.
So we just left our deepest wreck of the day. We bumped into all those whale sharks, and we're on a new number now, another deep wreck. I'd never shot an African pompano before, so as I made my way down in the water column and I realized what I was looking at, I didn't even know if I could make it to him.
but I really had to try. They kind of came up and met me in the water column, so I didn't have to go all the way down. I made a really nice gill plate shot on that fish. I think it was about a 32-pound African pompano. The sharks came up to check me out. They realized I didn't actually have the fish on me, so they left me alone, and I just let that African pompano run way off the wreck and just get out of, the whole scene. I didn't want it to get eaten. I knew it was a pretty big fish. I knew I had a good shot, so I just had to keep him away from, sharks or anything like that. So I let him go. Colin grabbed my line, and Josh went down there to try and get a backup shot on him, and they pretty much put a rock solid finish to this nice AP here.
So this is Ben's first dive on this new wreck. We've never dove it before. We were all pretty stoked because we heard Ben shoot and we could hear his reel freaking out, so we knew it was something pretty quality. And I'm going down. I'm trying to put another backup shot in this fish, and he didn't give me a good shot, but I did end up pushing that Goliath grouper off, and we didn't have any other issues with this fish. Overall, pretty amazing day. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to drop a like, a comment, and subscribe to see some more. Thanks for watching. Catch you guys in the next one.
So Josh dropped down and managed to spook that Goliath grouper away from the African pompano. Colin dropped down and managed to put a really nice backup shot in him. After that backup shot, that fish was pretty much done for. It's a pretty big fish, but with two shafts, two really good shots in a fish like that, it's not going to go anywhere. We have really heavy line on the Spearguns and everything like that, so it's no issue pulling a fish up like that. At the end, he's gassed anyways. He'd already done a bunch of running, and for him at this point, it's game over. We pretty much just slowly worked him up. Didn't want to go crazy, just because, you can always rip a shaft out or anything like that, so we slowly worked him up. Once he got to the surface, he did have a little bit of fight in him, but it didn't matter. I mean, there's three guys there. He's not going anywhere. So I got my hands on him here. He did a little bit of kicking. I kept his tail out of the water so he had no power, and then Colin got a hand on it and pulled him right in the boat. This is my biggest AP so far for the year, and my biggest ever. Came out to 32 pounds, 32-something pounds. Really good end to a day for me. I was super excited with this fish, and couldn't believe I just shot my first AP like that. It was awesome. So there's my fish, little fist bump there in the boat.
All right. So Ben and Josh just shot a 27-pound and a 31-pound African pompano. We'll get links on them when we get back home, but that is
Trucks. Yeah.
there's some Tonka trucks right there.
That's pretty cool. My biggest one by far.
Doubled up. He shot that on the first spot, or the first wreck we stopped for the day, and then we just got this here at our second wreck of the day.
First dive too.
First dive. First dive down.
Get it.
We had sharks on them, and surprisingly, we acquired a new piece of equipment.
Yeah.
Shark bands, and they seem to work.
I don't really know how, but
They seem to do something.
it does.
But yeah, just absolute giants.